Yo, what's up, guys? I'm here today to show you the second installment of what I guess I'm gonna call Resident Evil 4 tips and tricks for no death runs and just continuing on with your game and beating your game. I'm doing boss battles first because I figured that that is the most important and also the easiest to show. And we'll get into the more in between stuff later on in the series and whatnot. Right now, I don't actually have the name for this guy. I'm not really sure what his true name is, but I call him the right hand man. If you come from the stream, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He is the guy that looks like he's from Alien vs. Predator. So, with that said, I'm going to show you tips and tricks on how I get through this and not die through it. Because the whole idea of a no death run is to not die. So I have some nice strategies that I'm going to try to narrate as I do them simultaneously. The idea is difficult, but yet I'll do my best. If I can't narrate through it, depending on the difficulty of the situation, at least you can see what I do, because this is very calculated and it will always be calculated because I make sure that I have learned everything I need to learn to make sure that I am ready for success. So let's get into it. So before I start the boss battle, I want to tell you that the main weapons of this game happen to be the TMP and the Striker. That's normally your go-to bread and butter for this run, right? So everything's kind of random after the very first room encounter, when the right hand man, as I'm going to call him throughout the rest of this video, is actually spawned in. The only opening strat that I've found that works most of the time is that once he spawns in, I push as far left as I can. I try to hug the wall as best as I can and then try to get to the first barrel in the room. Before that happens, I always run up to the main computer thing center or whatever, grab the shotgun ammo, then I head left, grab the herb, and then I pull the lever, because it just seems calculated, ideal, and it gives you the best results that I have yet to see in the game so far. So there's 4 barrels in the whole boss fight. All of them are very crucial. If you miss, the idea will change. I'm going to show you what happens if you don't miss. And if I happen to miss, I'll show you a backup strategy that is less than perfect and almost always will never be as good as if you hit the barrel. So about halfway through the hallway, you're in the cutscene. The cutscene just spawned in. So now the cutscene is what is going to trigger dodge sequences. So there's going to be dodge sequences maybe 2 or 3 times before we actually get to the room where he spawns in at. Trust me, the dodge sequences are the least of your problems. And you want to make sure that you go ahead and go into this fight with decently upgraded weapons. As you can see right here, I have a 0.8 firepower, 0.10, 2.37, 100 in the mag capacity, along with a Striker that's a 7.0, 1.10, 314 in the mag. So you want to make sure that you have your weapons decently upgraded, if not at capacity, for this fight. And I say that as in capacity to the level you are allowed to upgrade, because obviously at this point in time in the game you will not have fully upgraded weapons. And one more dodge sequence before we get to the room. Or not, I guess. But anyway, like I was talking about earlier, I go right here, grab the shotgun ammo, cut left. We're going to have a dodge sequence right before the lever. We're going to grab the herb for heals, dodge sequence. Wait it out. Sometimes they're not just one. My RNG was very lucky there. I only had a 1 sequence, dodge sequence. And now we're going to pull the lever. So once you're trapped in the room with him, like I said, I'm going to bolt left, hug the wall, get to the freezing barrel, whatever substance is inside of it. And once I put that down, I'm going to put a full clip of TMP into him, and then we will correct as followed. But if you don't go straight to the door, you will get more dodge sequences. We don't want those. Those are bad. Like I said, sometimes it's not foolproof, but happens. The worst part about this right here that I've yet to find a cure for is that eventually when you start unloading on TMP ammo, he's going to start buckling to the left side around the cage, and that's going to fuck up your shot eventually, and that is not ideal. Continue to unload and make sure you hit every shot. Try to get a quick reload in, and then run the fuck away. Okay, not ideal, but there's heals ready to go on deck for it. Kind of hang out, chill, do what you can do until the door opens. Door should open automatically. Alright, so now he just missed his shot there. He's going to run up right on us. This is the thing. What's about to happen? I'm going to unpause. There's going to be a dodge sequence, and then after that, you're going to have to go for the next barrel. Your barrels are timed on your precision. You can fuck up. He might go away after the dodge sequence. You do not know. You need to be very aware of your surroundings and how this boss fight is playing out for you in these scenarios. Hop off reload, get to the next barrel. Dodge sequence is incoming, almost 100% guaranteed here. Okay, he missed because he got too close. If he wasn't close enough, it would have been a dodge sequence here. Actually, if you want to go ahead and grab this real quick, it is really not going to be harmful, and that's extra TMP ammo ready for you to be on deck. This is kind of the hardest barrel because you never really know when he's going to be coming along. Like so. Get up to the barrel, drop it. If he's anywhere in the vicinity of the room, he will be frozen. Make sure you unload the whole clip. Go ahead and switch out to your striker, and we'll move on to the next zone. If you already have the time to do it, we're about to take damage right now, possibly if there's not a dodge sequence. I'm very close to him. Let's go ahead and make an ultra herb and try to dodge this. There we go, a dodge sequence. Okay, moving on. Still pretty unharmed for the most part, but yet the key idea is we are still alive. This is the very last freezing barrel of the game. So what I normally do is I run through here. He's right behind me, but then the door tends to shut, and that's fine. We come over here, make sure to grab that, make sure to grab that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit a full heal because he's very dangerous and he hurts a lot. So you want to make sure you're pretty much like right here. Hit the dodge sequence, watch for the sail whip, go ahead, drop it, and unload on the motherfucker like you have never unloaded on before. Because this is the make or break if you have to fight this fight without a freezing sequence. And I tell you what, without a freezing sequence, this shit is hard as fuck. And there you go. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you beat what I call the right hand man. So there you go. As a disclaimer, I'd like to let you know that I participate in no death runs, and I run all of my no death runs on normal mode. This boss fight was practiced on normal mode, almost a pure perfection, if I would say so myself. We got hit, but we did not die, and this is the first attempt in. As you can see, it was a one setting boss fight. That was pretty short-lived, honestly, in my opinion. So I do everything in normal, but I will say that these strategies do also apply to professional mode, but there's variations, your dodge sequences, your limitation on ammo, such and such. you get the idea. Either way, if you apply these strategies, I promise you that you will find success somehow, even if you have to add adaptations to them. However, other things that can happen to this boss fight that did not currently happen in this one is that you can miss a barrel very bad, or you could not put enough damage on him during the freezing phases. And I normally find that to happen on this very last barrel. I wouldn't have put enough damage in to kill him. He'll unfreeze, then I have to fight him like regular. When you do that, he's so much more difficult. He takes so much more shots and damage, and it's pretty much a fucking slaughter fest. But you can get through it. I've done it before. Also, a beeline strategy, as I'd like to call it, if you want to avoid the whole fight. This fight is on a static timer, which means from the moment you spawn him in, the idea is to get to the elevator, which you can see in front of us right here, with the panel of the green lights, and then to the very, very slow left, you will find the cage that is the elevator. It's on a static timer. The whole idea is to survive and get to the elevator, which means, and for this boss fight, you actually can just stay alive and run around and never shoot him once, and the static timer will deplete and the elevator will come. And if you can just stay alive and run away from him, you can eventually make your way towards the elevator, get up on the elevator, and leave the boss fight and progress in the game. However, you will lose out on a treasure that is worth, actually I'll give you the idea. How much is it worth? It is worth, I believe it's worth like 15k. I am not exactly sure. I believe this is, it's a good $5,000 to $15,000 you're missing out on. If you don't kill him, you will not get this treasure. This treasure gives you good money, and good money gives you good economy, which allows you to buy great upgrades. So with that said, I hope these tips helped you in some form, or at least give you an idea of how to take on the fight. This is a very calculated and practiced strategy that I have obtained through just gameplay. This is not really an original strategy because there's actually no strategy to it. It's all random, and it's completely on you to succeed. You need to hit your barrels, and you need to hit your shots. There's no strategy to that, just precision. And precision takes time, and that's something you just gotta learn. So I appreciate you guys watching, hanging out. Hopefully these tips helped you, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for hanging out.